Welcome to another episode of The Talk with the Stevens, with your host, Coach Irene Stevens, and co-host, Minister Joseph Stevens.
Good evening and happy Friday.
Yes, good evening.
This is Minister Joe Stevens and Coach Irene bringing you another segment of Let's Talk the Stevens. All right. So this is video 35 for us, and the topic for tonight's session is selling myself. You said,
Selling.
Selling, yeah. For quarters, dollars, whatever, for chicken dinners.
Oh Lord, don't do that.
No, so it's a little twist to this. This may not be what you think it is.
Okay.
So again, as usual, feel free to ask any questions, comment, reach out to us, offer a topic if you'd like, something you'd like us to talk about.
Nice.
All right, and here we go.
All right.
Selling myself. How do you sell yourself? How do you sell yourself?
I'm trying to see what twist you putting on.
I'm going to put a twist on it. It's a twist
I
now.
answered the question.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Selling myself. To show up and sell yourself effectively, you must shift your mindset from convincing people to like you to demonstrating how you can solve their specific problems. True self-promotion does not require slick manipulation. It relies on clear self-awareness as part of emotional intelligence, authentic enthusiasm, and a genuine desire to be of service. Interesting. Did it shift for you yet?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Now.
All right. So number one, shift from frame to service. Okay, so you need to first focus on the gap. Stop listing random duties. This is in the event that you're going for the interview. Selling myself or selling yourself.
So gear your resume towards the job you're going for, and not all the
extra stuff. I did like 50,000 jobs in my life. You got all that stuff all mixed up in there. That resume is like bloop, file 13. Okay. Focus on the gap. Stop listing random duties. Instead, focus on the transformation you provide by bridging the gap between a client or an employer's current problem and their ideal future state.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Filter for alignment. Approach conversations with the mindset of finding your people rather than begging for acceptance. You know, stop going to interviews acting like you begging for a job. All right.
Okay.
Find your people. Find where you fit. Find where you belong.
Right.
And sell yourself. Lead with helplessness. And not helplessness. Lead with helpfulness.
Yes.
Enter rooms asking yourself, how can I honestly help the person in front of me? Which immediately removes performance anxiety. Right? So if you want to go work at Bay Systems or whatever, Metro Machine, the shipyard, for the government, for a state job, for the city, for building roads, building bridges, technology, engineering.
So
you have to honestly want to help the person that's interviewing you, that person that needs that position filled. You got to honestly go in there and say, this is what I can do for you to help you.
Yeah. So, and then in this aspect, when going for a job, you're looking to solve a problem, and the person or people that are hiring you are looking for you to solve a problem, to make their job easier. So your mindset, your mental approach is not what can they do for me, but what can I do for them. That's one thing. Two, you should be able to solve a problem or issue that they didn't even know that they have. So you want to be able to solve issues that they didn't even know that they have, with confidence and assurance, and that goes beyond the resume. That goes beyond what you say you can do. That goes beyond what you actually do once you arrive, once on the job.
Well, how do they not know what problem they may have? Explain that one to me.
Okay. So one example is I use myself as a minister of music, or as a musician. So when I go into a church or a church service, and this is more so spirit led, as God is leading me to guide the service musically. I take I'm able through God, I'm able to usher in the spirit to an atmosphere that may need to solve a spiritual problem, or someone that's going through something. I'm able to sense a need spiritually in that service or in that church for someone or someones to have a breakthrough, through the music that they didn't even know that they may not have needed until the atmosphere has shifted.
Yeah, so there needs to be a shift in a lot of church atmospheres, because there's a lot of dead bones in the valley in some churches. You look out in the congregation, nobody's smiling. Could have a lot of things on your mind, but when you come to church, should be some type of solace, some type of peace, some type of serenity that takes place when you let all of that stuff from the week go, and you give it all to God, and you leave it there. You come there with a good attitude, expecting a breakthrough, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And doing your part to just reverencing the Lord, right?
Absolutely.
Since you went there church.
Yeah. And on a natural sense, as someone that may be a supervisor on a job, or a lower level leader on a work site, the time in which you accomplish something and be able to move on to the next issue or problem or job shows that the ability in the work crew as a leader, if you're able to not only meet deadlines but beat deadlines, that proves to upper management that not only you but the entire work crew has capabilities that they didn't even know about, because you were able to beat their expectations of when something will be accomplished.
Yeah, and that's teamwork too. And when you can beat deadlines, it ultimately saves the company money.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you can move on to the next thing. All right, that was good. All right, so document and ground your value. Right? Write it down. It says build a brag bag. I don't mean talk about your Lamborghini or talk about your big $5,000-$6,000, $5,000 or $6,000 square foot house, or all your rings and all your jewelry. I don't mean that. They're not looking for that. God is not looking for that. Right?
Yeah.
That's just bragging. What are your skills?
Yeah.
What you got going on? What do you bring to the table? Because your Lamborghini is not going to get this job done. It's going to get you there. It's not going to get this job done. So, build a brag bag. Keep a private spreadsheet detailing exact wins, positive feedback from peers, and specific milestones.
Yeah.
In the month of October 2025, my peers and I made this happen, and we saved the state this amount of money by dismantling this and putting this back together, and we received an award from the United States of America, whatever. Show what you've done. Have concrete evidence of what you've done.
So numbers and dates of actions that have went forth, quantitative records. Again, numbers and quantitative records. We accomplished this much on this state that saved this much money.
Mm-hmm.
Specifics. So when you get the new job, then that starts the resume. That starts your next resume.
Yeah.
Whatever job, whether that's a community service, working in the church, a civil servant, regular civilian jobs, whatever it may be. Once you get hired for that new job, the beginning of the next resume starts.
Right, exactly. And that's the next thing. Quantify your metrics. Use concrete data and percentages to anchor your achievements in objective fact rather than boastful opinions. Right? I'm good at what I do. I'm excellent. I'm real good. I'm excellent.
Yeah.
You're good and you're excellent at doing what? You ain't said a thing yet. Okay?
Yeah.
They want you to be good. They want you to be excellent. But what did you do?
Yeah. What are your stats?
Yeah.
So
show me.
Yeah. What are your stats? Michael Jordan isn't just remembered for being a good basketball player. He's remembered for winning 6 championships. He's remembered for being a MVP X amount of times. He's remembered for how many shots he made, how many game winners he made. Not just he was good, he made some game winners here and there, but there's numbers involved. There's statistics.
Yeah. Was it 6 championships?
6. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you just made it up.
No.
Because I don't know. You could tell me anything about that, but then I would look it up. Right? I'm the employer that would look it up. Okay, and go back and be like, they lied. So don't go in there lying, because everything's, especially on social media, you put your stuff out there, your accomplishments. People are going back and looking at it.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing something good or something bad on social media, it's out there. Don't think everything is erased. And if you did something in 1965, like work with some floppy disks, they're not using floppy disks anymore, people.
No, they're not.
8-track tape. I made it. Okay, well, bring that up to 2026-27, because this AI thing is going, and it's going fast, right? It's moving at an alarming pace. Now, I'm not saying that we older people have to do everything AI, but we need to know something about it. Ultimately, you're not going to be in the running. The young people they're moving fast. All right, so great, thank you. Then the last one for documenting and grounding your value: own your accomplishments. Own them. That's not bragging. That's owning them. Practice accepting praise with a direct, confident thank you. Right? Not thank you. What is that? I appreciate you noticing instead of minimizing your hard work. All right? So a direct, confident thank you. I appreciate you noticing.
Yes, sir.
Instead of minimizing your hard work. Like, wait, would be one change. Like, thank you. It was nothing. Okay. They're going to take it as it was really nothing. So be confident.
Yeah, so don't minimize your work. There's already enough people doing that. So make sure you put a limelight on yourself, a spotlight on yourself when those times arise.
Yeah. When they present themselves, jump on them. Right? All right, so the next one, number 3, master the narrative architecture. That means speaking frameworks. When discussing your history, outline the specific challenge you faced, because there were some bumps in the road, some hurdles you had to cross. So outline those things. Talk about them. So outline the specific challenge you face, the exact action that you took to get across those hurdles or those bumps in the road, and most importantly, the final outcome. Right?
So do you have problem solving skills? What was the issue, and how'd you overcome it, and what was the end result?
Yeah. And most of the time when there's an interview, they ask you pretty much that question.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. All right. Hook them with a pitch. Let's see what this says. I'm a bad mamma jamma. No, that ain't getting it. All right, because you got some better bad mamma jammas out there. All right, condense your core identity into a tight 30-second elevator pitch that outlines who you are, what you aim to achieve, and the unique skills you leverage. 30-second elevator pitch. Nobody want to hear you talk about yourself for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Make it clear and concise.
Yeah, hook them with a pitch. Throw that line out there, reel it back in. Let your personality bleed through. Professionalism does not mean erasing your natural voice. Project your genuine passion to avoid sounding clinical or boring.
And that lets them know that you are a human being, you are a person. Because nowadays, when they're doing interviews, mental health and mental stability and the emotional intelligence is taken into consideration. You know, you're saying you're so dedicated for the job and you live for this. They're looking at, well, he or she doesn't have a release. So if anything goes wrong on the job, this is all that's going on in their life. They can have a mental breakdown.
You gotta show that you can work under pressure. You gotta say that, a year ago it was midnight and we had to get a job out by 7 a.m. in the morning, and it was very stressful, right? And talk about what that job was, what you did to overcome it, and how you ended up, in the middle of stress, right? Because you have to be able to work under pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, some people get those cake jobs where there's no pressure, but I don't know. All right, and then let your personality bleed through. Did I already say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I already said that. All right, so number 4, control your physical and social presence. That means align nonverbal cues by ensuring your physical posture. My posture was just terrible. Is yours terrible? But I get taller than you when I do that. I'm gonna sit like this so I won't be taller than him.
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. All right. So, ensure your physical posture, your eye contact, and the tone of your voice mirror the certainty of your words. Right?
Yeah. So don't allow your physical posture or attributes, or even your voice to lie on you. So for example, don't you might say one thing, but your facial expression and your posture is saying another thing.
Yeah.
Many times on a job, if I see that from one of my guys, I'll pull him to the side. Do you not want to be here today?
Right.
Or
man, please.
Or do you not want to be here? We can make some adjustments to that, because we have problems, we have jobs to get done, we have issues to solve, and if you're not here mentally, then you're not going to be here physically.
Right. I like that. So, yeah, no slumping. Make sure you look your potential employer, or if it's not even an employer, your potential partner. whoever you're talking to straight in the eye. That looking somewhere else or looking down, that is a definite recipe for somebody to not hire you, or somebody to not trust you, or for somebody to not even have confidence that you have confidence in your own self. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. What do you think about eye contact?
Eye contact can be difficult sometimes, but you do have to make eye contact.
You do.
So people can be reassured and assured in what you're saying.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, and I'm not just talking to the I'm talking to everybody. So introverts oftentimes don't want to give eye contact, but you have to train yourself to do that. You have to train yourself to stop saying and so, and things like that, and all that kind of stuff. You have to train yourself to do certain things to be sure that you're selling yourself.
Yeah.
All right. And then, let me see. Control through curiosity. Don't just answer questions. Ask clarifying questions about the problems they are desperate to solve to naturally guide the conversation. Now, not all interviews, are like, they may ask at the end, do you have any questions? But if you feel like you want to ask a question, then say, do you mind if I ask a question? Right?
Yeah.
Simple as that. And what are they going to say? Oh, yeah, we mind if you ask a question.
Yeah, so when they do ask you, do you have any questions, that shows that you're engaged and interested in the business or position, because you're asking to acquire more information. So that shows that you have even more interest.
Right. And do your homework before you even go on an interview, whether it's a musician position, whether it's technology, IT, whatever it is. Do your homework about the company or the church or the organization that you're going into. Do your homework. Right. Find out what their mission is, what their vision is, what their goals are, what their problems are. How much money they made last year. What some of their steps were. Find that information out. And then when you can talk about it, or you can ask about it. Yeah. Act as if you are interested in how you can help to maintain that, or you make whatever they've gone through, or their the things that happen great for them, make it even better for them. Yeah. Right? Don't go in there using I'm saying stuff. And then sometimes you don't go in there and using all these big words. Really? And also make sure when you go in there with your resume, that when you talk about what's on your resume, make sure you can talk about what's on your resume. Because there's a lot of people that will do a resume for you. Resume writing is a real thing.
Or AI now.
Yeah. But if you can't talk about what's on your resume, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're going to cheat on a resume, make sure you get good and acquainted with your resume. And treat everyone as the target. The pitch begins the second you enter a building. Display warmth and respect to assistants, security, and coordinators alike. Do not walk in a building and act like the person who is cleaning the building is less than you. They are people too. They're not calling them janitors anymore. They're custodial engineers. Yeah. And even better than that, probably. And even if they were still called janitors, you have nothing to do with that. Yeah. You want to gain respect, you give respect. Yeah. You want warmth given to you, you give warmth.
Yeah, because you're all on the same if you get the job, you're all on the same team. Yeah.
All on the same team. You walk in there and the secretary, and you like, she's the secretary. I'm here to see such and such. My name is... Okay, well, she's here to serve you, and you're there to respect her in order to get good service. Goes hand in hand. One hand washes the other. And if you think you so much better than someone else, try walking into an organization and want something from them, but you're acting a certain kind of way. See how far you're going to get. Not going to get far at all. All right, so here's a summary table right here. Sleazy selling versus value alignment. So let's talk about core goal. Sleazy selling, it's going to look like that. Forcing a transaction or extraction. If you have value alignment, establishing human-to-human trust. Focus point. Sleazy selling would be glorifying personal traits and features. Value alignment, solving an explicit business or client pain point. Tone and style. Sleazy selling would be bragging, exaggerating, or faking expertise. Ooh, Lord, I see so much of that. It is crazy.
Yes.
The value alignment would be sharing factual results and authentic enthusiasm. And then the last one, conversation dynamics. Sleazy selling is dominating the talk track to sound smart. And the value alignment would be asking strategic questions to find a mutual fit.
Yeah. Now, what was the part about the faking?
So, under tone and style, sleazy selling is bragging, exaggerating, or faking expertise.
Faking expertise. So that happens even on jobs today. I remember I took on we ended up hiring somebody who had an excellent resume, and this is with operating the boat. So, first day in the water, just trying to see what the person knows, and they even bragged on what they know and how long they've been doing it. And with any vehicle, before you start turning the wheel, what do you have to do for the vehicle to move?
I don't drive boats. Don't ask me.
For any vehicle, what do you have to do?
Oh, for any vehicle, you got to put it in gear.
Got to put it in gear.
Yeah.
So this person gets in the boat and just starts turning the wheel, trying to get off the pier, and it's not even in gear yet.
But they know how to drive. But they're experts at driving boats.
Yeah, total lies on the resume. Got a signing bonus and everything. It happens.
Signing bonus. Oh, well, I need to go work for that place. So you get a signing bonus because I can show you some extra duckies.
Right.
Right.
But it happens, and do not lie on your resume because it will come to pass, and oftentimes it ends up being a safety violation or an injury because people expected you to know certain things and you end up not knowing, and you or someone else ends up getting hurt.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so what does the Bible say about selling yourself? What does the Bible say about selling myself? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
What does it say?
So the Bible does not use modern corporate phrases like selling yourself, but it provides extensive guidance on how to present yourself with integrity, which means doing the right thing when nobody's looking, honor your God-given value, and promote your work without arrogance. You really looking at me like I'm crazy.
You're a little bit crazy.
I am. This is me. This is who I am, okay? And I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm being who I am.
Yeah.
Scripture completely flips the modern concept of self-marketing by focusing on service, humility, and letting your results speak for you. The biblical principles regarding how you should show up and position your value reveal a clear framework of handling professional presentation. Here we go. Let your work speak for itself. Instead of boasting or using aggressive self-promotion, the Bible advises letting your reputation and quality of work act as your endorsement. So letting others praise you, that's in Proverbs 27 verse 2, explicitly warns against self-praise stating, let someone else praise you and not your own mouth, an outsider and not your own lips.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to let your work speak for itself. There's oftentimes where I've been hired to do certain things, whether it's musical or in ministry, and I've talked to the person that was hiring me, and they've said, I don't know you from Adam, but when I said your name, all these great things were spoken about you. This was said and that was said, and that's what got you here to this place now.
I've heard them say that. When they say, bring your wife, and I go, and he's not talking about himself. He doesn't, he's definitely very humble. I'm talking more about him than yeah. I'm right there in your corner. I'm your biggest fan, I think.
Yeah, you know.
I am.
Do you want an autograph?
No, I want a doggone autograph. No, I want your money. I definitely want your money. I want your autograph now. Put your name on something new, brand new car for me. Some old diamonds or some house. Yeah.
You want that autograph?
Yes, but no, I don't need your autograph. I know who you is, who you are. Yeah. All right. So, excel in your skills. Proverbs 22:29 highlights that mastery draws automatic recognition. That means you have to be a master at what you do. Master your skills. That means you have to study. You have to study to show yourself approved. Whether it's music ministry, whether it's singing, whether it's whatever the job is, whether it's prophesying, whether it's, you just,
Yeah.
If it's street cleaning, just be the best street cleaner you can be. If it's cleaning a toilet, be the best toilet cleaner you can be.
Yeah. When someone hires you or brings you on, that should be one less thing or a few less things that they have to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. So also then Proverbs goes on to say, do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Right? All right, so then the next one. Shift from self-promotion to service. In a modern text, selling yourself focuses on what you gain. The biblical model focuses entirely on how your skills bless others. And remember when we were talking about in those interviews when you're selling yourself, how can you help the company? Right?
Yeah.
How can you make what they do better? Now don't go in acting like what they do is just straight garbage. But what the great things that they've done, how can you even do things even better? That much more great.
Yeah.
All right, so lead with your gifts. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 10 instructs you to use your capabilities as a steward. As each has gained a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Next one, adopt a servant's mindset. Jesus completely redefines professional status in Matthew chapter 20 verse 28, noting that he came not to be served but to serve. And Jesus was a leader. He served from the back, he served from the middle, he served from the sides, he served from the front. He came not to be served, but to serve. When you position your business or interview responses as a desire to solve problems and serve the organization, you naturally show up with immense value. Just pretty much what we said before, right? Alright, so then know your high value. Showing up biblically does not mean playing small or acting insecurely. Because when you know Christ, you're not insecure.
Exactly.
You have faith that whatever you walk into, He's right there with you.
All right.
The Bible explicitly commands you not to sell yourself short because your identity and worth are already secure. So let me read this to you and then you. Because you're a little quiet over there. Don't go to sleep on me. You go to sleep?
No.
Okay.
You were doing good.
All right. So you are intentionally made. Ephesians 2 verse 10 reminds you of your inherent value. For we are as his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Then the next one, do not minimize your impact. And that's found in 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Paul tells Timothy, let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity. You are expected to show up boldly, regardless of perceived worldly disadvantages.
So yeah, and whether it's in ministry or at work or on a team or whatever, don't be, once you get the job or the position, don't be an overpaid bench warmer. You're hired to do a job. You're hired to solve a problem. Kobe Bryant, when they brought him on to the Lakers, they didn't just bring him on to the Lakers and pay him millions because they just had millions to spare. They paid him to complete a task, to complete a job. What was the job? To win games, to win championships, to build a team, make everyone around him better. And that's exactly what he did. They're not, even in ministry, whether it's voluntary or even if it's a paid position, you're there to make things better. You're there to build it. So you got to put your money where your mouth is. In your interview and in your resume, you were saying you could able to do all this, that, and the third, and you have this set of skills. Now that you have the position, now that you're on the job, now it's time to show.
Exactly. Now it says to show up boldly, regardless of perceived worldly disadvantages. Doesn't mean to show up cocky, but show up boldly, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, I like it too. All right, so we're almost done here. Work for a higher authority. And when trying to impress a client, hiring manager, or boss, it is easy to become people-pleasing or anxious. That means you want to say everything right for that person because you want to please that person. Or it's very possible that you become nervous, right? Or just totally have some kind of anxiety mess up right then and there.
Right.
The Bible alters your target audience entirely because you work for God first. Work for God first. In Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 through 24, dictates your daily work ethic. Whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward.
Yeah, so know that you work for a higher authority, and at the same time, and knowing that you work for a higher authority, don't disrespect the under shepherds. Don't disrespect your direct authority. Do all things in decency and in order and with respect.
All right now. Maintain complete honesty. Your resume. What you can do. What you can't do. Provide, that's in Proverbs 11, verse 1. Notes that a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. In interviews or sales pitches, this means zero exaggeration.
None.
Zilch. Is that a word? Zilch? Okay. Zero fluff and total truthfulness about your capabilities. People tell you all the time, ask the Lord for it, go get that job. You better know about that job. I got faith more than a mustard seed, but I want to know what I'm talking about when I walk through them doors.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Gary, go get that car. Ask the Lord, go get that car. And you can get a car, but you got to pay for that car.
Yeah.
Girl, go get that house. That house is yours. It's been sitting there waiting for you. Are you in a permanent position? Do you have 2 incomes? Are you a good steward of your money? Half the people in the world can't even keep a cell phone on. When I say that, your number is changing every week. But you're going to get a house. You think that touched somebody?
Yeah, read on.
Okay, read on. Alright, here we go. Trade. You got anything when he's talking about this? Okay, you done. Alright, so the last one. Trade value fairly without guilt. If you are selling a literal product or service, the Bible affirms that charging fairly for your labor is a blessed, honorable act. Y'all selling these chicken and stop selling them for $30. It's fried chicken. It's fried chicken. You know. We know how hard you worked in the kitchen to fry that chicken, but your dinner ain't worth $30. You're acting like McDonald's and Hardee's and all the rest of them. So you can't come out of there without a bill for like $20, right?
Right.
$5 meals that used to be $20.
So sell your product or your service at a fair market value.
Right.
So don't try to pay for your entire business off one sale.
Yeah.
Put the work in to get clientele, to get customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And businesses, let me tell you, okay? You ready for this one?
No.
May as well get ready because I'm going to say it anyway. Okay, so say for instance, you want to hire somebody for something, right? I'm just use church. I don't know where I'm just going to say. You're a small church. Okay. He's not going to come in there and hurt you. He's not. You know, he realizes what his gift is, what his anointing is, what his talent is, what his worth is. And I know it more than he does. Right? Because this is his livelihood. He's not going to hurt a small church. But big churches don't call him and want to pay him the same thing a small church is paying him. That just does not work. You're trying to steal from him, trying to steal from the Lord. You're trying to pimp his gift. That's not happening.
You almost done?
I'm almost done, but I had to say that. Selling is a service. Proverbs 11:26 says, "The people curse him who holds back grain, but a blessing is on the head of him who sells it." Providing your skills, products, or services to the marketplace is a form of communal generosity. And he's so generous. Workers deserve compensation. Okay? Luke 10 verse 7 reminds us that the laborer deserves his wages. You do not need to apologize for charging what your expertise is worth. Remember that. You do not need to apologize for charging for what your expertise is worth. Yeah. And I'm saying that to myself too. I coach all the time. I don't charge people.
Yeah, you need to.
I do flyers all the time. I don't charge people.
You need to.
I do need to. Because my work is worth a whole lot more than what I charge. Do I, do some things for friends? Friends will use you till they use you up. Some churches will use you till they use you up. You gotta stop trying to pimp people, y'all, because we're worth more than what we charge anyway, and we're doing it in good faith. But selling myself, selling yourself, how are you doing it? How does that look for you? Be confident, show up boldly, not arrogantly, not with all this stuff, bragging, but how you can help, how your expertise can help that organization excel. Be interested, be genuinely interested in how you can help. If you're just there to say I got a job, that's not the way.
Be engaged and interested beyond the check.
Yeah. What motivates you? What motivates you to do whatever it is you're doing? Is it just a check? If it's just a check, then it's just a check for you. But it's not just a check for me. And that's because I know God.
Yes. I think that's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Happy Friday again. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless you.